So what have I got for you today? Well, I've got Elder Signs Omens, and this is a very, very fine game made by fantasyflightgames.com. They are best known for board games. They make very, very fine board games. Indeed, some of the best board games out there. If you are familiar with Battlestar Galactica and Chaos of the Old World, they make quite a few of these. They have quite a few games on license from Games Workshop and other license holders. And they also make Arkham Asylum, which I suppose this is really a spin-off of. What it involves is basically taking a team of investigators to various locations and trying to stop ancient evil from breaking into our world and murdering us all, or rather devouring us endlessly for eternity, wrapped in shrouds of madness and all that Lovecraftian goodness. I would say, though, this is a iOS port, so therefore you will find that some of the game assets are a bit blurry at 1080p, which is a bit unfortunate. I wish they'd done a slightly better job there, and you will find menus tend to be one over each other as well, which can get a bit annoying. As you can see here, you've got the various Lovecraftian beasties. Yes, indeed, you've got Yig, the first off. Oh yes, the father of serpents, Quetzalcoatl and Set and all that good stuff, and maybe even, I would say, David Icke took a page out of Lovecraft's book with his crazy theory about moon-dwelling lizard men. Well, that's Yig for you. Now, moving on to... I can't even pronounce that, I won't even attempt it. It looks like a demon pug crossed with a monkey, and he definitely likes the other white meat, if you know what I mean. Look at that tongue, he's definitely hungry. He's drooling everywhere. Now, Hasta, the King in Yellow. I think this was based off some crazy story about a French play which made people go insane in the second act. The first act was quite engaging, the second one broke your mind. Well, that's the King in Yellow for you. Oh, Hasta, nasty, nasty. Now, Azathoth. He looks like he's about to eat Mars and then Earth, or possibly simultaneously. He kind of looks like a... Oh, I'm not quite sure what. Actually, I think that might be breaking my mind as we speak. What you do have here is rising difficulty and game length as you go along. Moving on to Cthulhu, most famous of all Lovecraftian beasties. Yes, the horror from the sea. What is that, Riley? Or I think that's what you call it. Yes, and then moving on to the Dark Pharaoh, Nyarlathotep, which is arguably the only one of Lovecraftian beasties which is indeed evil, for he is comprehensible enough to be a fiend, and he is evil, 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 and part of a free part campaign. Cthulhu is part of a 2-part campaign, and that will take you a little while, but there is a challenge beyond Nyarlathotep which will challenge you immensely. Yes, look at this one, Ifagwa. And I don't know any of his background, but he looks like some sort of meaty ice school on steroids on crack. Ah, horrible. Okay, as you can see with all of these, they've got different amounts of elder signs. That's the blue symbol there. In the case of Yig, it's 10. And up the top you have a group of symbols which indicate the game length, effectively, the doom counter, and what stuff happens. Now, moving on to here, you've got the various characters you can play. There's quite a big selection of them, as you can see, including quite a few to be unlocked later in the game. Now, you can choose whichever one you like, but I think it's more fun to actually pick out those which are just at random, basically, and then you find you have to deal with whatever they are. You always get 2 guys and a girl, and I find that a far more enjoyable way to play. Yeah, as you can see, all of them have a sanity token with a little blue icon with a brain in it. They all differ, and that's basically resilience to the Eldritch Abomination which you are fighting, and you've got a heart icon in red, which is your stamina and your ability to withstand physical complaints. You've also got a unique ability which changes how you deal with each challenge, and a few starting items. And you always find if you pick the randomizer, you have 2 chicks and 2 dudes. Now we've got Assassin's Creed type lady who is good at defeating monsters. We've got a physician, We've got an academic, and we've got someone who looks like he should be in the 80s. This, I think, is set in the 1930s, so quite what he's doing there. Maybe he's a time traveller. Anything is possible in the Cthulhu mythos. But, yes, Greed is good guy, Bob Jenkins. And, yes, let's go to a museum. Okay, now, just take a little moment. I've disabled the videos because you don't need to see those over and over. Right. Okay, now loading. It does run pretty quickly. Yig's serpentine minions are attempting to awaken him. You must seal away this father of serpents before his wrath is unleashed upon the world. Collect 10 elder signs before the doom track is filled. Oh, the doom track. That is your enemy, and you have to stop it before it gets to the end, or it's game over for everyone. Yes. And as you see here, if you click up the top, you can get a little summary of what all of these involve. All of these symbols basically are dice rolls, so getting multiple counts of them is increasingly unlikely. You do roll quite a few dice, but some of these are chancier than others, and you can go back to the entrance to pick up some buffs and stuff. You kind of earn it in-game currency. There aren't any microtransactions in this, luckily, so that's good. Right, okay, we're dealing with how much is this Cthulhu statue lady? Yes, greed is good, but maybe in this case it might not be so. Right, okay, now what we're doing is, you can see here you get an effect if you fail this of -1 sanity. Okay, so we're looking around for a lore token and a free investigation, so we can fill that one straight off the bat there. Okay, now we click the book icon, which takes us through to the next round. You notice how the dice we use are used up, so therefore your chance of getting stuff in the future is declining. Okay, we've got a scroll there, that's a lore token, and yeah, 2 of these investigation tokens, and that's done. And you see we earn that like little yellow pentagram thing is the in-game currency, as well as looks like a spell to open a rift to another dimension and a clue. Right. Okay, now we've got Amanda Sharp. Right, with her infeasibly large book. Right. Okay. We've got a lantern which we can use, and yeah, we've got a means of generating a yellow and red dice. I think they've got better chances of stuff coming up on them, but I'm not entirely sure about that. They do seem to produce better results, or at least less likely results. Okay, fragments of knowledge. Sometimes knowledge should be fragmented in the Cthulhu universe, and generally speaking, they contain terrible scraps of eldritch information which should be kept under wraps by all means. Indeed, some of this knowledge will shatter your brain. And she's got a special ability that she can just keep going until she's used up all the dice she can make use of. So it looks like we can clear this in one shot. Done. That's with her ability, and we've already got 1 elder sign, plus some extra cool stuff, a few spells and clues and stuff. Okay, Mrs. I don't look like an Assassin's Creed character, honest. Okay, right. What have we got here? Hallway on fire. Oh, she's got a page of the Necronomicon. Better not go to a cabin in the woods and read that, love. That would be a mistake. But since you're a paranormal investigator with a gigantic knife, I assume you already know that. Right, clicking through these things, trying to find something which will play to her strengths. There aren't any more monsters on the board yet, so we can't use her anti-monster ability just yet. Okay, evil gift shop. Would you like the eyeballs or the cursed helmet, or possibly some chains? Right, I'm going to bring myself a red glyph in, because I want to make sure that I gain some ground on Yig, father of serpents, and inspiration to David Icke, undoubtedly. Yes, David Icke and his moon full of lizard men. Yes, makes perfect sense, I'm sure. Okay, Right, are we going to play this or not? I'm not sure. Yes, okay. No, yes, okay, let's do that. That clears that first one off. And yes, we've got exactly what we need. Done. Farewell to the evil gift shop. Now we've got a means of converting a glyph into a lore icon, which is handy, gives us a better chance of a win. Right, I'm trying not to cough at any point during this review because I've come down with a terrible cough, which is annoying. I thought I'd gotten over it a week ago, but it keeps seeming to sort of come back and tackle me again. So we've got a shotgun, Doctor with the shotgun. Yes, makes perfect sense. Right, okay. What can we do with that? Well, we can convert using the shotgun. We've got peril icon, so we can clear that one out. Yeah, evil loading dock, full of crows. Indeed, full of omens. And undoubtedly this is the point at which all the evil artifacts which infest this museum all come through, so I'm not quite surprised it's cursed. Right, he's found time from his busy scotch drinking thing to make it all the way to midnight. Well, I think I'd be drinking scotch because there's a monster in my house. Okay, Mr. Greed is good. What are you going to get up to? Got a red icon and you've got a means of tearing a hole in reality. Great. I'm sure that would be in your interests. Actually, it creates like another adventure on the board, so you've got more of a chance to do stuff. Just more scope. Okay. We can give ourselves more sanity if we want by drinking whiskey. I tell a lie. Yes, indeed, whiskey. What are we going to do? Are we going to go after Hallway on Fire? Get some items out of that. Good chance of losing a load of stamina, but he does have quite a bit, so he might be the chap for that. Okay. Right. So we're extinguishing the evil mummy sarcophagus. Right. I'm sure he won't eat our face later because of gratefulness, undoubtedly. Yeah, the wild select lets you pick anything you like, though in this case I could have, gotten away with using any of those other, what are they called? I think they're called, yeah, they mean conflict basically. I can't think of the exact name for them off the top of my head. Right, yeah, that means that that one's locked, you see. Red and yellow both locked, which makes that considerably harder. Though she doesn't actually have any items which give her red or yellow anyway, and it is a fairly easy challenge, so maybe I'll clear it off. You don't want a monster to come in and add to the difficulty of this one. We do have a clue, so and a spell for, storing an icon. Not that that really matters too much. Might use a clue. The earlier you use clues, basically you get a chance to re-roll all these dice. So if you use them early, yeah, I think I will, yeah. Okay, we've got 5 chances of getting a lore coming up on that, so it's a reasonable chance. Yeah, oh, we got 2 out of that. So we can store one up, so we're guaranteed next time, and we clear that first one. Done. Visiting antiquarian should have stayed at home. Yes, that's what you get for picking up demonic statues, which stare back at you with echoing halls of madness in their empty eyes. Ugh. Yes. Now that icon means there's an effect on everyone at the end of a turn, so it's usually a good idea to have a butchers at what these are. Right, in the permanent collection. What? Is that a snake? Well, I suppose that does make an awful lot of sense, considering we are fighting the Lord of Serpents. Right, here we go. Oh, I've been drugged. So it looks like my lingerie is turning it into an offensive serpent. Right, we've got a clue, so we might have a chance with this. Right. Yeah, what should we play? We've got a chance of creating a lore. That doesn't help us. We've got 2 means of storing a spell. So, yeah. I suppose we can store stuff up. Yeah, probably best to clear these. Okay. Okay, we store these glyphs up. Yeah, with these spell locks, we're guaranteed a win next turn, so we won't get that midnight effect, which would have been bad. And we also get some very powerful items out of that, as well as an Elder Sign, so that was highly worthwhile. You've got an item there which gives us both a yellow and red dice, so that's a good value for money. With our Doctor, we've got our ability flashing down there, so we can take the stamina up by 1 on one of our characters. We can just keep doing that every time we get a turn with him, so we should be okay for stamina on this this run through. Okay, something in the basement. Yeah, you can always go back to the entrance to spend some of that in-game currency. So, yeah. Okay, shadowy figure. It's fairly easy. Probably don't need to use an icon. Okay, yeah, and we clear it straight off. Done. We do, unfortunately, get a monster out of that. But we get an item and another Elder Sign. So, yeah, moving on. What we got there? For Mr. Bob Jenkins, greed is good to do. He still hasn't drunk his whiskey yet. Right, Doom! More Doom. Finally, Yig is woken up, or is stirring in his slumbers. Let's hope he doesn't get any friskier. Okay, what do we deal with here? Yeah, you can see there's a monster attached to that one. And then, yeah, there's a monster attached to that one as well. You can see a little portrait of them there. Something terrible in the basement. What can he do? I think he will play... It's not too difficult, this one. Yeah, won't risk it though. Okay, I can't store anything, unfortunately. Probably it makes sense to get rid of that monster since that carries through. You can't do an adventure in stages, but you can clear the monsters out of them, which is handy. Right, okay, just fill these up. And with luck, I should get through that extra roll a good chance of getting a lore. I got 3 of them. And yes, good. It's all about maximising your probability with your abilities. It gives you a good chance to kind of keep on top of things. But now we've got Amanda Sharp to have a look at various things. We've got Lady in Snakeskin there. And we've got a magic lamp. That's awesome. I love magic lamps. Gives us a red glyph. Well, I'm not entirely sure that guy looks too happy about it. And we've got an alien statue. Yes, I'm sure that would be handy. It does give us a red glyph though. Right. This is obviously in the days before eBay, or all these things would have been sold and would never accumulate in some evil museum. But, right, let's have a look. All these look fairly hard, unfortunately. That one looks pretty hard, but it does mean we can remove some doom. Right. What shall we go for? Not entirely sure here. It's a bit of a quandary. But, yeah, that one doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that's... You often find that you spend a lot of time pondering, like which one is best suited to your character, and which one can take the hit most. You know, if you've got a high sanity character, you know, you can take a few hits on your sanity, and vice versa with your high stamina characters. It's all a matter of kind of finding the right sort of approach. Right, okay, we've got 2 lore and we can play things in any order with this academic type character. So, right, well, we've got a terror and we've got one of those and one of those, so yeah, done. Cleared on the first go. I've got a means of blowing up a monster with that character now. And we've got some portal to another dimension there. Those little green icons always mean an off-world kind of rift has appeared to some location in Lovecraftian mythology. Right, well, what have we got here? Great Hall of Galeno. Right, I don't imagine you want to pay their late book fees. I can imagine they're a fairly unforgiving bunch at this locale, so I'm going to use that item to give myself a yellow and a red. Okay, now what can I clear off with her? Right, that goes there, and right, I can clear one of these off. Which one do I use? Yeah, I want to keep as many dice in play as possible if I can't store them. It doesn't help me at all, unfortunately. I've already got yellow dice, and also I cannot do anything with a conversion to a lore. I'll store the 2 though, just in case, and yep, just got enough. Right, I found myself in a library, but fear gripped me, for knowledge itself can be dangerous. Indeed, especially in Cthulhu. So, yes, indeed. But I've got 1 less doom, so I'm 4 ahead. I think this is my most successful playthrough of this game to date. I have never beat Yig quite so handily, but I shouldn't really count my chickens yet because, yeah, it's still a way I could certainly be screwed over by some bad dice rolls, so I can't really count it until it's won. Okay, right, the writing on the wall. I don't think that's the same writing as appeared in the Bible, though, somehow. Yes. Yes, you have been weighed in the scales and found wanting. Can I do this one first off? Oh, nearly. If I've got a clue. Right, I've got a good chance with it, though. A spell lock. Yeah. Maybe a clue, actually. I could beat this in 1. Yeah, I'm not quite sure which one to play here. Right, I think I'll go for a clue. I'm going to risk it. Right. This is the problem I was talking about with menus over menus. You can't see what's going on, whereas if they'd rearranged the menu a bit more efficiently, they could have made it a lot clearer, so you weren't covering stuff up, so you could have a clear idea, like when you play a clue, for example, you know, what you can afford to throw away and what you can't. Right, oh, the Dreamlands, so we've been in for a bit of Inception type action. Yes, what are the Dreamlands about? I seem to remember reading a Lovecraftian tale about those. And sort of going deeper and deeper into a dream where we all must go, or something like that. Yeah, maybe I'll have a look at the lore on this and see what it's about. Oh yes, indeed, I think I remembered that accurately. Those who dream travel elsewhere, down, down, down to the Dreamlands. Those of us which have watched Inception will know the dangers of that. Yes, I wonder what their kick is in this. Yes, my mind boggles, really. What would your kick be in indeed, what would the story be like if you had Inception set in a Cthulhu universe? I imagine the internal security of your brain would be somewhat tougher. I don't think they'd be shooting guns. I think they would be Ooh, probably dissolving you endless in tunnels filled with madness and digestive juices, and it isn't going too well on this one, unfortunately. I can only pin one of them. It's a shame. Nearly, not quite. I've still got a chance on this one, but not looking too good now. Oh, I think I've lost this unless I'm very lucky. No, I've lost this one. This is another annoying thing. It won't let you auto-fail when it becomes impossible for you to succeed. You have to actually play to the bitter end, despite the pointlessness of that, or fail the adventure manually. It's just a little thing, but I think it would have been better if they kind of had an auto-fail state, so you weren't, wasting your time by doing a bit of extra clicking. Okay, let's use a red glyph, up our chances a little bit. Right, we've got that, and we're done. Farewell to the Dreamlands. Obviously, a kick was a large librarian's book. Okay, Mrs. I'm not an assassin really, despite my double blades. Okay, right, what are we doing? Secret gathering? She's got an ability against monsters, so I maybe could try her against him, but depends really. That's quite a difficult one. Can create more lore. Not too sure about that one, but I'll give it a go. Right. Yeah, we can give ourselves a yellow glyph, up our chances a little bit. And let's see, our secret gathering. Yes. If you see a large group of men holding hands, all in cowls, they're probably up to no good. Yes. See eyes wide shut for further confirmation of that. Right. Right, now that that alarm's dealt with, let's carry on. Okay. Rightio. Right, what have we got here? We've got Plateau of Leng. I've never heard of a Plateau of Leng. I have read some Lovecraft, so The Plateau of Leng was a cold, inhospitable place, haunted by enormous spiders and strange, misshapen people. Wow. If that's what their tourist office says about it, I don't think they're going to be getting many visitors. Right. Okay, do we go to the Plateau of Leng? Oh yeah, use his ability first, I think. Okay, lights out. Oh, that's pretty tough. I think I'll skip that. I don't really have anything to help me with that, so yeah, I think I'll give that one a bit of a skip. Right, yeah, it's all a matter of trying to find characters which kind of suit each individual challenge and kind of increase the odds in your favour as much as possible using items and their abilities. It's fairly forgiving in that respect. So yeah, okay. Something has broken free. Do I want to store that? Yeah, I think I do. No lock on this one. Right, can't store anything with him, unfortunately. Oh dear, I hope this isn't going to be one of these unlucky ones where I'm so close but no cigar. No, luckily that's worked out for me. Here we go, something is broken free, but I have put it back. Actually, no, it's got loose. No, there's now 4 monsters running around, yet no doom. I'm 6 ahead. I've never been 6 ahead in any of these games before, but it's incredible. Okay, right, midnight, so I think we're going to get, no doom, but God, we've got 5 monsters running around now. It's like this museum is infested, but yet Yig has failed to stir at all, really. He's a very sound sleeper, is Yig, though his minions are certainly frisky. Storming up and down the hallway. There's almost a crowd of monsters knocking around. Indeed, they might even have to queue up for certain exhibits. It's a bit like when you go to the National Museum's up in London. It's quite incredible when they've got a new set of exhibits up there. You really do have to book ahead, otherwise you can find yourself either queuing for an age or sort of cursing that you didn't think about it beforehand. Right, Plateau of Leng with Mr. Greed. Well, Cultist of Ying, let's get rid of him. When you knock out a monster, they are knocked off the board, so that is always a good idea to get rid of them as soon as possible. Now, we would have got rid of Doom, but there isn't any Doom to be got rid of, so yeah, one monster down at least. So, yeah, the thing with monsters, they start to turn relatively simple challenges into something much more. I'm just flicking through the shop for a minute because you can use that to buy stuff. Indeed, if you get 10 of the in-game currency, you can even buy an Elder Sign, which I might well do because I'm getting very, very close to 10 now. I've got 7. I just need 3 more, so I might well do this. If I get 10 with him on 0 Doom, that I think will be an epic win on this, because that never happens. Usually they're just nipping at your heels the whole way. It's really quite astonishing, actually. But this goes back to the thing of, like, if you randomise your character, sometimes you get a very good selection, one which works surprisingly well, and also there is always an element of luck, because it's very easy to find yourself in a situation where it's you've got a good chance of winning, but you fail to just because you know, luck doesn't work out in your favour. Okay, well, that's another off-world location, another rift in the fabric of reality. Obviously, this museum has only a paper-thin sort of. It's more of a veil between worlds. It's more like tissue paper in this case. If you lean against the wall, a bit like certain schools I've been to, you can fall through it. Unfortunately, you don't generally end up in the geography department, you generally end up in another dimension in this one. The bizarre conical being buzzed at me, and I found to my horror that I understood its weird undulations. Something had changed in me, perhaps forever, and the thought greatly disturbed me. For now. Yes, that's how you go completely insane. Yes, conical beings. Yeah, that makes me think of Mr. Conehead, actually. But probably more horrific. Probably more like one of those things from D&D, which I can never remember the name of. Things which eat magic and are like gigantic cones and are evil. Can't remember, I played them once, like many, many years ago, but seem to remember they were quite a good antagonist. Right, okay, what have I got here? Nothing I can use. Apart from a clue. Clues are very helpful. They're basically like mass dice rolls, so... Oh, and it didn't help me whatsoever, really. Well, I suppose I could get rid of that one down the bottom, but is it worth it? Yeah, I suppose so. Done. Right. Okay. Oh, that doesn't help. This is not looking good at all. I've got nothing to use. No, I've got to discard a glyph, and I can't store one. No, they don't help unless I'm absurdly lucky. It's like a 1 in 36 chance of this turning out alright for me. And oh, I can't fail it. I automatically fail at that point because it can't come up. That'd be a 1 in 36 times 6 chance. So, yeah, not going to happen. I suppose it could have technically happened there. If it had an auto fail, it still would have allowed me to do that one last turn. Okay, right. You again. I will defeat you, Mr. Snake. Snake Man? Yeah. Yes, it's about a scarf. No, it's a snake. And, oh yes, you've got glowing eyes. Yes, I think we can plug you in the face without any remorse, really. Yeah. Okay, yes. Yigi's one of these characters in Cthulhu which likes to convert people, and not in a knocking on your door and trying to foist paperwork on you, but in the creepy and organic sense of it. Oh, finally Yig has stirred slightly. Yes, Yig is obviously a bit of a late riser in this case. He obviously didn't set his alarm clock. So, yes, come on, Yig. You can do it. I don't really want you to do it since your inevitable waking will destroy the world and shatter all our minds, but, well, you know, I like to have a challenge. Okay, Riley. Oh, that's where Cthulhu lives, or dead yet dreaming. Yes. Right, got a monster here, and that is pretty difficult. That one looks not too chancy. Okay, right. Becoming other. Yes, more of Yig's transformation. Yes, she looks like she's a new snake woman. A new woman, indeed. Just an evil abomination as well. Okay, right. Get rid of that maniac. And yes, cleared, done. Yes. More snake people plugged in face. Plus cultists, plus maniacs. Right. Okay, right. What have we got here for our academic? I've never been to the shop. Let's buy something. I can't buy an elder sign, so I can't win this turn. Right. Oh, gambling. Gambling in a game. For no real money, so it's no harm at all. Do I click on it? Oh, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Let's do it. Yep. And we get a yellow item. Okay, and some cigarettes. Right. Okay. Why is that one flashing? I assume it's because it's got a monster in there. Okay, right. Do we go for this one? It's quite challenging, but I am good against monsters, so I might give it a go. Flesh ward. Yum. Yes, thinking about it often requires you to ponder a little bit. Okay, what can we buy? Buy a red item. That gives us a bit more flexibility since we don't have any items on that character at present. It's probably best to increase our chances rather than taking a risk of a loss, since most of these currently have some quite nasty effects. Apart from that one, which is fairly evil administrators, so obviously the paperwork in this place is evil as well. Okay, up our chances with yellow icon, and let's have a look at this. Let's see what we get. Yeah, we could clear that one at the beginning, but yes, I don't really want to do anything. Restore a skull for later. Yeah, we can clear. Right. Yeah. Don't really want to lose the yellow dice quite yet, but use a clue, see if we can clear that one, and we can store the other one. Yeah, store the 3. We've got a fair chance of getting. No, we didn't get it that time. Oh, no way of storing it. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, have to discard that one. And move it ahead. Let's see, do we store that? No. No, we're doomed. We're doomed. Play it through. Yep. Done. So we take a little hit to our sanity and lose a clue. Right. And midnight again. Doom and a monster. Yes. I really need to finish this off before Yig finally gets his act together. Right. This has been a very successful playthrough so far, but I'll see if I can beat the evil administrator. Right. Right. Oh, not looking good. Right. I can store the skull. Right. And no, it's not looking good. Not looking good. Right. All we can do really is hope for a bit of luck here. Oh, we get some luck. Okay, we clear that one, and I can't store it. That's so annoying. Had a free as well. I'm gonna use another clue. Come on, give me a free. No, damn you. Unfortunately, this is the way it goes. Sometimes you find that you're pretty much stuck unless that's a free. No, it's not. So therefore, nope, that's failed. And we lose a clue. So he's clueless now. Okay, right. Academic type. Do we take on the evil administrators? Yes, I think we do. Okay. Give ourselves a little bit of an extra chance. I'm getting pretty sick of the administration office. Okay, right. What have we got here? Got skulls. We've also got 3. Do I want to use my yellow icon, or do I want to use a clue? No way of storing stuff apart from the other people off screen. Though they would let me store 2 icons, so that might well be the way to go. Right, so that's 2 of them cleared automatically. Now we just need, yep, that looks fine. Okay, now we've got a fair chance of getting this one now. And she can of course clear as many as she likes, which does make things easier. Excellent, done. Yep, but it doesn't matter that there are monsters. I have won. So I've got my score there. I'll just name that for what it is. Nico won, first in the series. Now it does give you some nice breakdown of the score. You've got your characters there at the bottom, and it gives you your breakdown, number of items used, other worlds opened, all sorts of data for you to peruse. Yep, well that's the first playthrough, and I hope you like the show.